So welcome here. I'm here today with Caitlin McDermott. She is a middle school teacher in Calgary, Alberta. Caitlin, like many of our Division 3 and 4 teachers across the province, found herself traveling at the beginning of the school year. Her students were staying in one place, and Caitlin is moving from classroom to classroom to classroom, and found, as many of you have found, there are a lot of challenges with moving from classroom to classroom to classroom. So Caitlin has shared some great strategies that she has developed using Microsoft OneNote to help her alleviate some of the stresses of traveling from classroom to classroom. So Caitlin, welcome here. Can you share with us a little bit about the strategies that you found and how you're using Microsoft OneNote?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for this opportunity, Chris. This summer, I was just kind of going over some goals that I had as a teacher, and one was to be a little bit more tech savvy and to be experiencing OneDrive much more frequently, so I could become much more so I could become a lot better at using it. There's a lot in there, and I know that I'm not as techy as I could be, so I had such a ball this summer looking through, and the thing that I found that I loved most is OneNote. So back in July, I was excited to be switching to grade 6 and grade 7, two grades I haven't taught either before or in a very long time. So I was just going through some social studies stuff and taking some jot notes. So as you can see, this was just going through and writing things down. So I was usually using this as pretty much just a notepad to be writing on. So I went through and planned a bunch of things out. And as you would know it, I came back to school and found out I was teaching grade 5 and grade 8. Not grade 6 and grade 7. So some of the planning I had done just helped me learn the program. After I had started doing some of this, I thought I absolutely love OneNote. I've got to find different ways to use it. So I've now just switched over to a novel study that I've been looking at doing with my grade 6 kids. So I'd gone through and read the book, and as I was going through each chapter, I was just kind of writing things down for each page. So in chapter 1, I was getting my students used to a new literature circle that I was going to be using. So I was jotting down some summarizing notes, getting ideas about how we could story map, going through and just writing down any words I thought the kids would have trouble with, our question writer. And then from that, I was able to create a display in my sketchbook that I could share with my students. So I found this quite easy to use, just drag and drop things. It was fantastic. This year, as Chris mentioned, I found that I was moving a lot and had a lot of weight on my back. I was told a few years ago I have the spine of someone in their 80s. So carrying a big heavy backpack just wasn't an option. I was feeling quite sore by the end of the day. So I thought, why am I not doing my day plans here? Why am I carrying around this giant binder full of paper that just has some jot notes on it? So I created our schedule of days. So I have a day 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a day 1 Friday, since we have a shorter day on Friday. So I just went through and created a basic template for our day 1 to day 4. And then I'm creating each binder as sections per month. So I've actually got my entire September right in front of me right here. At this point in time, I was still mostly just writing everything as a piece of paper. But you can see I've gone through, and on each days after I did the day, I gave myself a little thumbs up right here. So that's your emoji button. Lots of emojis pop up. You can find one for whatever you need. Days that I was absent, I could put in a different emoji. Sick emoji, so I know I have a sub that day. So it's so easy to go back and look, especially since I'm delivering so much content online to my students each day via our D2L shell as well. It's really great to see what's been happening. So again, September wasn't too techy with this program, but by the time I got to October, I was really starting to play around with the insert button over here. There's also a draw that you can create. View, lots of good options. You can change the color of your page, but I first started playing around with inserting things. So as October went on, I started to try to create some links. So for example, in grade 5 social, we were taking a look at a map of Canada. So we've got a notebook in here that I can build Canada. I know that's going to take a few minutes to open, so I won't necessarily show you that one. Let's take a look at Thursday, October 15th and what we did. So I'm sharing a PowerPoint with my students each day. That way I can upload it to D2L, so any students that are absent can see exactly what we've done in class. It's also great to follow along with in class. So I just have to come into my day plan, click on the PowerPoint I want to share, and boom, everything opens up for me, and I've got it right there with my students. So basically, instead of carrying a giant backpack around with me every day, I'm carrying my computer around with me, and I am loving it. It has been fabulous.
So how hard was this for you to learn how to use, Caitlin?
As long as you've got a good understanding of Microsoft Word, you're going to be able to find that you can use OneNote. If we head back to a OneNote screen, so I've been actually in an acting assistant principal role for the last 3 weeks. So here's a notebook that I've been sharing with my substitute teacher who is taking over my grade 5 and my grade 8 classes. So as you can see, I've just kind of planned it as for week 1 and the days for week 2, for week 3. And it has been so quick and easy to use. Again, I said I started playing around with just the insert portions. Make sure your cursor is where you want it to go. You can attach files, you can create a table like I've done, add pictures, as I showed you with the Zorgamazoo novel study. The one I've been using the most though is link. So I'm just linking everything so it's in one document and I can pull it up quick and easy. It's so easy to use. I'm having a blast. Even just 5 minutes here and there, it's 5 minutes you want to take because you're starting to have so much fun with the program, because I know we're all very strapped for time this year.
What resources did you use to learn to use this program?
Honestly, I just started playing around with it. I found it so user-friendly that it was just fun to play with. And the more you play with it, the easier it seems and the more you discover. For example, I think it was the other day, I was playing around in the view section and I saw that you can be changing your page color. There's actually one called page versions. And if you click on that, when your page is highlighted and you click on page versions, it pops up with like so many different versions of this page that I've done. So I can go back and see if I've deleted something that perhaps I did actually find valuable, but I got rid of it. I can go back and select which page I want, or I can just click it again and they all go away and I see my most current version.
That's very cool. And for those who aren't aware or understanding what OneNote does, OneNote is a Microsoft product. So if your division is a Microsoft division, then you will have access to this at no charge to you. But it effectively creates a binder. And so if you take a look at the left-hand side of Caitlin's screen, you'll see that it's a binder. And inside your binder, you can create sections to your binder. So much like you would create dividers in a physical binder, you can create as many different sections to those binders. And then one stage over, you're adding the page. And so those are pages, and you can add as many loose leaf pieces of paper to a binder in the same way that this works. You can add as many pages to your binder as possible. And you'll notice with Caitlin, she doesn't have to reopen a different Microsoft or a PowerPoint project or a Word document in Excel. Everything can all be located in one place. So this is a really great way and a really efficient way to start looking at an opportunity for planning and an opportunity for trying to make some of our work easier. So Caitlin, thank you so much. This has been great. I know there's a lot of teachers out there that are going to take a look at this and say, what does Microsoft OneNote do and how do I start using it for my teaching? So is there anywhere that you would recommend that they take a look at, or any help that you would recommend that they do if they're starting to play with it?
I would say just have fun with it. Create a document that you know you're going to be messing around with and just have fun. There are checklists that you can create and you're actually checking the box as you go. I've started to develop one to track COVID cases within our school. That way it's all in one place for the admin to be looking at in the office if they need to. Just have fun with it. It is a really intuitive program once you get going with it. I really enjoy it and I hope you do too.
Awesome, thank you. And I would say that as a former principal myself, I used OneNote every day as a principal. There's so many great uses for it. But if you have a mobile device that has a touchscreen to it, so if you're looking at an iPad or an Android tablet that has a pen involved, you can also download the app and you can be drawing right on there and writing your notes right in those binders. And it keeps everything very much organized for you. So thank you for the tip, Caitlin. I know that there's people that are going to be using it, and I really appreciate your time in helping us out here with this today.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. You're going to love OneNote. I can't wait for you to try it.